Hello everyone and welcome to Star Citizen Addicts Anonymous, and I'm going to take you back today, back to when Star Citizen was the most playable game in the world, back when you could walk around your hangar and sit in ships. I am not lazy today. I know it could be very, very disconcerting when somebody brings back a video that they shot over 8.5 years ago. Yes, this is Hangar 2.0, and this is the first day you were ever able to sit in the right seat of the gray cat buggy. Okay, so without all the drama, let's talk about what my main point is today. So before we go on, we're going to talk about why this even exists. Why does this video exist and where did this footage come from? And it was definitely not through laziness. I sat around looking at videos for so long over the last couple of days, just trying to find something, just something that showed off that obstacle course in our hangars. And that was so long ago. Yeah, we don't have hangars anymore, and we don't have cool things like that video display up there that I used to display my previous videos on. But I know that I will find it, and then I'll be able to make that gray cat buggy or PTV video that I want to make when the course comes out. And that will be in 3.18 in 2023. Yeah, I don't think it's coming this year. And I'm all right with that because I think it's going to take a little bit more to get persistent entity streaming running without crashing everything. I hope I'm wrong, but I think it's early 2023 that it will be out. Nonetheless, what we are here for is to talk about how things have changed in Star Citizen and how that change happens, and then it's really about concept chip sales. I mean, to be honest, that's what this is going to evolve into, and I need to get there as quickly as possible because I don't want this video to be something that's going to be hours long. I want to get it done in like 10 minutes. So, concept chip sales are how CIG makes money. They need to make money because I have 5 offices across 4 countries with like 500 people working in them. And if my numbers are wrong, just go with it because it's just giving you like a rough idea of what's going on. They need to pay the bills for the offices. They need to pay the salaries. They need to pay the actors. They need to pay the taxes. They need to pay the building rents and maintenance and all sorts of things, right? Utilities. So they need to have a revenue stream. And this isn't World of Warcraft where everybody is subbed. Some people are, but most people aren't because the sub rewards absolutely are bogus, right? Yeah, you get to fly a scythe. Yeah, you get to fly whatever ship might be out. And you get cool things and armor that you could wear that people could kill you for and steal. So you have to reset your character to get them back. Yeah. Subscriber flare, subscriber benefits absolutely are bogus right now. They need to be fixed, but they need to make money. So they sell us ships. Ship sales like the one that will be coming up during the IAE, and concept ship sales like we've had over the last few years for the Odyssey, for the Spirit, for the Expanse, and for whatever we are going to see in the next few weeks when IAE start. The problem with concept ship sales are it's a concept, it's a drawing, it's a well thought out design of a ship, but not a well designed ship. Right? So it's a design of a ship, not a design ship. And that ship will change a lot over the time it's in the pipeline. Let's take, for instance, a couple of examples. The Banu Merchantman doubled in size, was reconcepted, shown to us multiple times, and then brought back to the drawing board yet again to be almost ready for us to see and fly around in the near future. Near future being the next 18 months. You look at something like the Hull series. They were begun in production, removed from production when they had some tech issues like trying to get multiple physics grids to work in the ship, and then taken back out. Let's look at the Carrack, which came out as one size, grew to a much larger size, and then shrunk back down again. Or the Idris, which doubled in size and changed roles from Corvette to frigate, which meant that they had to give us a frigate, which was, of course, the Hammerhead, which we have, and the Polaris, which we are going to get someday. There's many things that change in concept. Even the ship that we're looking at right now, the venerable Aegis Dynamics Avenger. It doesn't look anything like this anymore. I mean, let's face it, this was supposed to be a bounty hunter ship. And what they expected you to do was to catch your bounty and somehow stuff him into this back seat. That was poor design. Not a poorly designed ship for the technology that was available when they started making the game, but it was a poor design. There's so many things that have grown, shrunk, changed, and had to be reconcepted and redone. Let's look at the 600i. I bought that when it was in concept. When it came out, it was really cool. Then you walked inside of it, and things just didn't make sense. Because when they started to design the ship, inside of the box that they had to put everything, it didn't really work out in a way that flowed in a very organic way. It flowed in a very boxed out and not well thought out of where things should be. So it's going to go back through a design change to fix the interior somewhat. All I'm saying is this. The Odyssey had a lot of controversy over it because of the ambiguity that existed around its deployment or its introduction. The Expanse, I'm not sure. I wasn't around for that. I'm sure some things didn't match up. And now the Spirit, which had many things that just on paper, on the website, from the developers' voices, just didn't match up. And even if somebody was to clarify something very early on in these concept ship sales, it wouldn't matter. Because it doesn't matter until the design team gets the concept and starts trying to put this together. And yes, they do gray box out things these days, or white box out things these days, to try to get an idea of what the size of the ship needs to be and where components have to be before they do many of the designs. But that still doesn't change the design changes that happen when they have to build it. So when we look at something like the Spirit that's supposed to compete with the Cutlass and the Freelancer, what I'm going to say is stop looking on paper and stop trying to min-max everything and wait until ships are flyable. Stop worrying about what's in concept and don't buy it if you don't want to. There's nobody that forces you to buy these ships. And when we go running out buying a 3-pack or one of the versions of new ships that come out without even having clarity on what the design is, we are just feeding CIG and giving them reason to keep doing what they're doing. Somewhere down the line, they have to be held accountable for the things that they put out to us and for holding to a design of a ship. When they say it's going to be this way, it should come out that way. The other part of that is that a lot of people like to min-max before they even have a ship in their hands, and sometimes ships turn out to be better than you thought they were. When I look at the Nomad on paper, it's just a big pile of poo to me. I mean, why does it exist? It's Consolidated Outland's foray into a small to small medium size courier. And when I buy it and I fly it, it's actually pretty cool and pretty fun. I throw my rock in it. I can do at least MRTs with it. I have fun with it. I could throw people in the back and we could go storm a bunker. I have fun with it. So a lot of things that you see on paper, and when you start trying to compare it up to something like a Cutlass or something like a Freelancer, at first it's not going to look like it even matches up. But down the road, when the ship is in your hands and you can fly it, it might be better. So if you look at a concept and it doesn't make sense to you and things just don't add up, just don't buy it. Wait until they clarify it. Wait until it comes out. Buy it when it's released, whatever. Or if you're just trying to get an LTI token so you can get something else that's cool when it comes out, yeah. I melted something to buy the Spirit. And that other something, which will remain nameless, wasn't really something that I wound up wanting to get. But the Spirit, I think it's something that I'm going to want. I love to fly in real life, and I think the Spirit is going to fill a hole in my fleet where I could just go and do a couple of personnel transport missions and have a good day. And now for the second subject of this video, and that's going to have something to do with community involvement. I want to ask you all a question to begin out with this. Do you feel that CIG still embraces the community? Do you feel that they still have that deep-rooted love of the community that brought them this project? I don't know, because I've been gone for a while. I need to watch a lot more videos. I need to reach out to Xylo and other people in the development of the game. I used to be able to just text or Skype with developers to get information before. It was very important for me to be able to do that, to do a news show, because there has always been ambiguity between what appears in the dev forums, what appears in brochures, what appears in the comlink, and what's actually happening. So having that inroad to talk to a dev to find out what was and what will be was always important. With so many more people at CIG, that's hard. In the beginning, it was easy. And now that they're more like a multinational corporation, there really isn't a single point of finding out who to talk to. You have to talk to somebody in each one of those places of business, meaning that you have to have contacts in Austin, in LA, in the UK, and in Montreal now, and in Frankfurt. That's a lot, right? That's a lot of places that you would have to keep up with. And I'm not for that. I wish they just had like this central place. Oh yeah, that's Xylo. But even Xylo probably has the same problem that we do. So many different chiefs in different places. Chris in LA, Manchester now, so maybe Todd Pappy in LA, Tony in Austin, Bertrand, I think his name is Bertrand. I gotta remember what his name is, in Montreal, Aaron in the UK, and Brian in Germany. I have good relationships with a couple of those people. I have no relationships with others. Like, it's hard to actually make one with Tony, but when you do, you can't get him to stop talking, so it's a hard one to keep. But I'm just thinking that their deep-rooted love and involvement in that community seems to have waned over the years. And it's disconcerting because communities build the game doesn't build the community, right? It starts with a couple of people that have a love for what they're doing, and then like an infection, it grows out and doubles and brings people in. When you look at new YouTubers that start playing the game, like Ollie43, like when Cobra TV started, they bring new people into the game. It's an infection, it's a virus, but a good one, right? And what needs to be understood is it's the community that breeds the excitement, that sparks ship sales, that sparks new users coming into the game. And now with this new multinational corporate mentality that CIG seems to have, they seem to have pushed the community somewhat aside. Not totally, but somewhat. And that doesn't remove the fact that they do engage in many of the questions that people ask in Spectrum. That doesn't negate the fact that they have many different giveaways and contests, ways to drum up excitement themselves. But there was a time when the community was as much part of the development of Star Citizen as the developers, as CIG. And I think those times have been long over. And I'm back now, and I'm just starting to realize that. This is not the Star Citizen that was around when we were able to run through this hangar and see what evidently, even back then, was just concepts of the ships that we were getting. That's probably it, because this was one of those days that I thought I was going to do one video and I wound up doing a different one, and I hope you like this one. And if you do, please do give it a thumbs up, and please comment below with your feelings. And please do comment, because those comments are going to be instrumental in me being able to create a video as a response to this one in the future. If you haven't subscribed to Star Citizen Addicts Anonymous, please do. It will really help me grow back into the force I used to be, a tiny one. And when you do subscribe, or if you have subscribed, click that bell-shaped icon below so you get notified of all my future videos. And with that said, folks, you all be safe out there, and I will talk to you soon.